Good afternoon, my name is Alejandra, and for this homework, I'm going to read the book called The Picture of Dorian Gray. And I'm going to read right now. So let's go. Introduction. If it could stay young and the picture grow old, for that, I go give everything. I go give myself for that. When the artist Basil Hallward paints a picture of his friend, the young and very handsome Dorian Gray, it is the most important work of his life. His friend Lord Henry Wotton called it the best portrait of our time, but neither man can guess how important it will be Dorian Gray himself, because when Dorian Gray sees the finished portrait, he makes a wish. He wishes that the beautiful young man in the picture in front of him will grow old while he himself will look young and handsome forever. Uncomfortable for Dorian and for everyone that he meets his wish come true. Basil's friend, Lord Henry, is interested in Dorian and teaches Dorian to value beauty and pleasure above all things. Dorian follows this teaching and other people suffers as a result. Dorian does not feel responsible. He sees his life as a great work of art. As the years pass, Dorian's secret life becomes worse and he does terrible things to keep his secret. But he still looks young, good and beautiful. Only the face is a picture change. The face in the picture grows older and more ugly with every ugly act that Dorian does. The picture shows the corruption of Dorian's soul. Can Dorian hide this picture of this corrupted soul forever, or can he kill his past? This extraordinary and famous story takes place in London, among rich people who do not need to work. It was this world of high society that Oscar Wilde wrote about in most of these works. So I'm going to read the first page. Okay. In the picture of Dorian Gray, we can see much of Wilde's own personality. He wrote in one of his letters, and the three main characters on this story are three parts of himself. He said, Basil Hallward is what I think I am. Lord Henry, what the world think me. Dorian, what I would like to be. Oscar Wilde was one of the most important English languages writers of the 19th century. He was born in Dublin. His father was a doctor, a specialist in diseases of the eye and ear, and his mother a writer and translator. He went to Dublin and Oxford University, where he was an unusually clever student. At Oxford he won an important prize, but he was even more famous for his unusual personal style. His long hair, bright clothes, amusing conversation, and ideas about art won many followers. His habit of making fun of people also made enemies. His first book of poems appeared, but did it not bring him much money. He went on tour for United States, where he would talk on art of society. Wilde began to work seriously at Waring. He wrote two books of children's story. His first and only full-length story, The Picture of Dorian Gray, first appeared in American Amazing. It may come true in book for the next year and was strongly criticized for the uses sexual interest between two men. He also wrote plays about fashionable society, including Lady Wetmer's Fan and A Woman of No Importance. And we're going to read the first um, episode of chapter. Okay. An extraordinarily beautiful young man. The room was filled with the smell of roses. Sitting on a sofa, smoking a cigarette, was Lord Henry Wotton. Through the open door come the distant sounds of the London streets. In the center of the room stood a portrait of an extraordinarily beautiful young man. Sitting a little distance in front of was the artist himself, Basil Hallward. As the painter looked at the portrait, he smiled. "Is this your best work, Basil? The best thing you have ever done?" said Lord Henry slowly. "You really must send in the next year to the Grosvenor. The Grosvenor is really the only place to exhibit a painting like that." "I don't think I shall send in anywhere," the painter answered, moving his head in an odd way that used to make his friend laugh at him on Oxford University. "No, I won't set it anywhere." Lord Henry looked at him, surprised through the thin blue smoke of the cigarette. "Not send it any more, my dear man? Why not?" "How odd people you painters are! I know you will lie at me," Basil replied, "but I really can't exhibit. I have put too much of myself into." Lord Henry stretched himself out on the sofa and laughed. "Too much of yourself, in it, Basil. This man is truly beautiful. He is not like you." "You don't understand me, Harry," answered the artist. "Of course I am not like him. I would be sorry to like them. It is better not to be different from other people. The stupid and ugly have the best of the world. Dorian Grey." "Dorian Grey? Is that his name?" asked Lord Henry, walking across the room towards Basil Hallward. "Yes, that's his name. I wasn't going to tell you." "But why now?" "Oh, I can't explain it. When I like people immediately, I never tell their names to anyone. I suppose do you think they very fossil?" "No, at all," answered Henry Rolls. "And not at all, my dear Basil. You forget that I'm married, so my life is full of secrets. I never know where's my wifey. So I and my wife never knows what I am doing. When we met, we told each other lies with my most serious faces." "I hate the way you talk about your married life, Harry," said Basil Hallward, walking towards the door that led into the garden. "I believe in you really a very good husband, but that you are ashamed of this. You never say a good thing, and you never do a wrong thing." Lord Henry laughed, and the two men went into the garden together. After a pause, Lord Henry pulled on his watch. "I am afraid, and I have to go, Basil," he said in a quiet voice. "But before I go, I want you to explain to me why you don't exhibit Dorian Gray's picture. And I want the real reason." "I told you the real reason." "No, you didn't know. You said that I was because there was too much in yourself in it. Now, that is Chelsea." "Harry," said Basil Hallward, looking him straight in the face, "every portrait that is painted with feelings is a portrait of the artist, not the sitter. I will not exhibit his picture because I am afraid that I have shown in the secret of my own soul." Lord Henry laughed. "And what is that?" he asked. "Oh, there is really very little, Harry," answered the painter, "and I don't think you will understand. Perhaps you won't believe it." Lord Henry smiled and picked a flower from the grass. "I am quite sure I understand it," he replied, staring at the flower. "So I can believe anything. The story of simple this," said the painter. "2 months ago I went to a party at Lady Brandon's. After I had been in the room for about 10 minutes, I suddenly realized someone was looking at me. I turned around and saw Dorian Gray for the first time. When our our eyes meet, I feel the blood leaving my face. I know that this boy will become my soul, my whole art itself. What do you think? We were cute close, almost touching. Our eyes meet again, and I asked Lady Brandon to introduce to him. What did Lady Brandon say about Mr. Dorian Gray? Oh, something like, "Charming boy, I don't know what is this. I think he doesn't do anything. Oh, yes, he's playing the piano. Or isn't the violin, dear Mr. Gray?" Dorian and I both laughed, and we became friends at once. Laughter is not all begging for friendship, said the young lord, picking another flower, and it is the best ending for one. Howard shook his head. "You don't understand what a friendship